One of Barack Obama's fundamental goals is to transform America from one nation under God to a totally secular nation, where we are permitted to recognize no higher power than the federal government. Our Declaration of Independence says our rights come from our Creator, but when Obama recites the Declaration of Independence, he repeatedly censors out the word Creator.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed with certain inalienable rights.
For decades, atheists and the ACLU have been trying to remove God from every public school, building, and land, even crosses honoring our veterans. But when Barack Obama moved into the White House, the secularization of America accelerated. He revealed his disdain for religious people when he spoke to a private gathering in San Francisco.
So it's not surprising then that they get bitter and they cling to guns or religion or antipathy towards people who aren't like them, and a way to explain their frustrations.
When Obama traveled to Turkey, he announced that America is not a Christian nation.
We do not consider ourselves a Christian nation.
In 2009, Obama delivered a speech at Georgetown University only after his staff pressured that Catholic college to cover the monogram for the name of Jesus displayed above the podium. "In God We Trust" is our national motto and is found on our money. But in a November 2010 speech, Obama falsely said our motto is E Pluribus Unum.
In the United States, our motto is E Pluribus Unum. I, Barack Hussein Obama.
Barack Obama swore to uphold the laws of the United States, but is using appointments, executive actions, and the courts to impose a secular and pro-homosexual agenda. He is trying to overturn the Defense of Marriage Act, and in 2011, he ordered the Pentagon to authorize same-sex marriage ceremonies on military bases. Here at Fort Bragg, Admiral Michael Mullen was asked by a Christian chaplain if he could still express his religious view that homosexuality is morally wrong. "No," replied Mullen. "If you cannot get in line, resign your commission." At Walter Reed Medical Center in 2011, the Army issued visitation guidelines that no religious items are allowed to be given away or used during a visit. The hospital was forced to rescind the policy after Congressman Steve King drew attention to it on the House floor and on television.
Whoever implemented this policy, whoever allowed that to flow through underneath their eyes, there was a reason for it. This is not an accident.
And in July 2011, Obama's Department of Veterans Affairs banned any mention of Jesus Christ during burials at Houston National Cemetery, sparking a protest on Independence Day and a lawsuit from veterans that lifted the ban.
In the history of America, I can't think of any administration that has been more openly hostile toward people of faith as the Obama administration. And that's been clear by their assault on all people of faith as it relates to abortion, as it relates to same-sex marriage and pushing that. Never thought I'd live to see a president openly on a platform say that he thought it was great for men to marry men and women to marry women. That's a shock.
David Hamilton was Obama's first judicial appointment. Hamilton had worked for Acorn and Indiana's ACLU. As a federal judge, he ordered the Indiana legislature to refrain from using Christ's name or title, but said it is okay to use the word Allah. Even after that decision, Obama promoted Hamilton to a lifetime job on the U.S. Court of Appeals. Another Obama appointment was federal judge Michael Urbanski, who suggested in court that the 10 Commandments be censored down to 6 commandments to make them legal under the First Amendment. Obama's government lawyers tried to force an evangelical Lutheran school to rehire a teacher they had fired. The U.S. Supreme Court was shocked at the argument that the government could tell a Lutheran school who to hire as a teacher and rejected the case 9-0. But the attacks on freedom of religion continue. With Obamacare came mandates that all employers, including religious hospitals, schools, and colleges, must provide free abortion drugs, contraceptives, and sterilization to all their employees, even though that is contrary to their religious belief.
Never before has the federal government forced individuals and organizations to go out into the marketplace and buy a product that violates their conscience.
There have been so many very, very subtle changes in the rhetoric, in the language, and in the policies coming out of this administration. Secretary Clinton and the President began referring to freedom of worship instead of freedom of religion. Those are not the same thing. Freedom of worship means that you have a right to go into a church and worship like you wish. But freedom of religion involves the entire culture, your right to speak and be heard and to have your views protected.
It's time for the American people to realize how fundamental is the transformation that Obama is imposing on Americans. Get your copy of No Higher Power by visiting our website at eagleforum.org. We can win this battle, but only if concerned Americans like you understand where Obama is taking us and then get involved.